Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing very well. Today we're in the Su-25, the non-T version, and we're looking at the internal cannon and the gun pods in air-to-ground usage. So, if we go to our armament screen first, we get our internal cannon, which is in there. That is a twin-barreled 30mm cannon with 250 rounds. In addition, we can have pylons 4 to 7 to carry 4 of these SPPU 22-1 gun pods. Each of these carries a twin-barreled 23mm GSH cannon with 260 rounds per pod. Gun pods are loaded. Let's start the playing. Next, we need to look at today's controls. Fire the weapon, of course we have weapon fire. To turn the laser rangefinder on or off, that there. To cycle between which guns we use, left control and space for ripple quantity select. To manually elevate the gun barrels of the pods up or down, we've got two options we can use. Gun pod elevation increase or decrease, or a slight variation on that is increase or decrease stepping. To get ourselves into air to ground mode, we've got 7 there, and to select the cannon, we've got C there. And to adjust the gun sight up and down, we've got raise ASP 17 glass up and lower it. So let's go air to ground mode. Let's select our cannon on the ground. You can see our reticle comes up in the gun sight. You can see here our 4 gun pod stations that we have. If we press left control and space, we change this knob here, which is our ripple quantity select. We can have, if I start from the top there, selection number 1 is our internal cannon only. Selection number 2 is 2 of our gun pods only with manual depression mode, as we'll look. Number 4 is 4 of our gun pods only with manual depression mode. BCE is 4 of our gun pods with non-manual depression mode, i.e. bore sight only. So let's look at what that means. If we go to 2 again, you can see if we use the manual elevation as we saw in the controls, we can then put these up and down like thus. The beauty of that, it means that if we wanted to essentially fly over the target and be able to aim down like that, we can then shoot down up to 30 degrees downwards. And if we control space again and again to BCE, they are now locked in bore sight mode and we can no longer depress them down manually. So we'll start with number 1, which is the internal cannon only. Unfortunately, we cannot fire the internal cannon and the gun pods at the same time. Okay, let's run through it again. Air to ground mode. Cannon select. Make sure we've got number 1 internal cannon selected, and we have. Next we're going to turn on our laser rangefinder, and you can see with that we've got a green light here to show that we've got our laser rangefinder on, and we also get some information here. The crosshair shows where the gun is essentially aimed to fire in terms of its impact point on the ground at a certain range. This triangle here shows our roll angle, that being exactly 0 plumb, that being 90 degrees, 30 degrees, 60 degrees, and so on. This here to there is a range scale measured by our laser rangefinder. So from us, slant range to that point there on the ground is that current range shown. And this thicker band here is our launch authority zone. That is the maximum distance we can fire at. That's the minimum distance we can fire at. When we are within our dynamic launch zone, i.e. from here to here, we will have an orange light, which means we're good to fire. If we get too close, a red light will show, and that means pull away. I'm going to turn the laser ranger off now so I don't overheat it. It will overheat. In terms of our ingress, we want to dive between 10 and 20 degrees. Speed, usually somewhere between 500 and 700 kilometers per hour. We want to dive from an altitude of at least 2,000 meters AGL. We will adjust our glass dynamically to suit where the pipple will be. Laser rangefinder on. Zoom in so we can see our indicator lights and zoom in on the target. Quick glimpses down at the speedo every now and then to check that we're not exceeding. I think we exceed about 800 clicks. Wait until we're in range. And wait. Fire! And 0 hits. Well done, Cap. So the thing we want to do really with a big trail of targets like this is come straight down the line of them. So that's what we're going to do next. Anyway, that was 30mm cannon. Somehow I managed to completely miss. Left control and space. We're going to select 2 gun barrels. 2 gun pods, and left shift space again. 4. So we've got 4, and we're going to change our depression as we saw earlier. And we're going to go for just a very little bit of depression there. Obviously, the more depression, then the less angle that I need to fly to be able to shoot downwards. Let's get up to 2,000 meters AGL again, and we're going to go in and dive at the same profile. It's good. Diving in. We're going to go down the length of them this time. Note the guns fire in bursts rather than continuous firing for jamming reasons. One thing I hadn't mentioned is that we should, when firing, we should always be wings level. You'll have all sorts of problems if you're not wings level. That's why we've got the indicator. Laser rangefinder is already on. That's good. And start firing. Whole cockpit shakes, so it's quite. Must have got some hits. Must have. Now, amazingly, we appear to have missed, which is very humorous for the boys, obviously, but let's go and have a look. And as you can see, we appear to have been a little bit unfortunate there. We've got to within about 1 millimeter of the tanks, but haven't actually seemed to have hit any of them. Look, we've even gone right through them. I guess we'll go around and try again. This time, the slight deviation is that we will have a non-depressed gun. We'll have a bore-sighted gun, so left controls space, and you can see BCE now, so that's the bore-sighted. Gunpods, all 4 gunpods. Let's go around, same dive profile. 2,000 meters, turning in. Laser rangefinder on. One thing I forgot to mention is that after every approach and firing, you should turn the laser rangefinder off so that you do not overheat it. Right, careful not to overspeed. Right, are we going to hit anything this time? 25. In range? We are in range. Appear to be out of ammo, and it appears I've managed to not hit anything again. Now that, I believe, is what we call divine intervention. Every bullet has somehow gone just a few millimeters left or right of the target. That is literally amazing. Look at that. Wow. That's like, I don't know, 2,000 rounds or something, and everyone's missed. You know what? Because that's so weird, we're going to leave that there. So that is various options of how to use the guns. I hope that was useful. I hope you have a bit better luck than me, and see you later.